often than I say, but then there was also exciting table tennis. And they know they must put the table tennis score on.
It didn't count us down. Welcome. It has been the inter-high competition, the sixth of its kind. Windhoek High School and Windhoek Gymnasium competing in many discipline. Ari Hochad and I, as well as Funny, we're going to be breaking down the results from this exciting week. Definitely exciting for these two schools. On your screen right now is, of course, the drone shot. And you can see Windhoek Gymnasium. This is where all the competitions took place this year. Ari, golf.
Yes, it was not on that premises.
No, certainly not.
They went all the way to Windhoek Country Club, and that was a great day. It was a tight one in the end. It was Windhoek Gymnasium that won by 7-5. So that is Windhoek Gymnasium that won they call it the Ryder Cup Golf.
Yes.
So there you can see on the top left, it is Ryder Cup Golf. It is Windhoek Gymnasium 7 and Windhoek High School 5.
Yes, and you're looking at table tennis. Windhoek Gymnasium definitely dominating over there, winning 13-3 for Windhoek High School. That's table tennis. That had to have been exciting, but of course, dominance from Windhoek Gymnasium in that discipline.
And just to prove that it's not all about rugby and all those the balls
The
flying
physical
around,
things,
the
yes.
physical stuff. Chess, you really need good strategy, and you need to be able to know what you do on that board. And it was Windhoek High School that won that by 16-9, and also then it was the teachers of Windhoek Gymnasium that went up against the grade 12s, and there it was 11-18, and that 18 is in favor of the grade 12s.
Yes, indeed. Grade 12s. Look at that, showing up to the
Showing
teachers.
the teachers how to play chess.
When the student becomes the teacher. Now, squash. Squash was very tightly contested, particularly looking at the boys' teams, with Windhoek Gymnasium taking that by just 1 point, 19-18. And looking at the girls' team, also tightly contested. Windhoek Gymnasium also taking that 22 to Windhoek High School's 14. Interesting there. Squash. Triathlon.
That's right. I think we've got some visuals on triathlon. Let's go there. That's the athletes coming around the corner there, and it was really great competition in the triathlon, and always have respect for the triathletes that can have more disciplines than one that they've got under the knee, and that was Windhoek Gymnasium in the junior. The Windhoek Gymnasium won, the seniors Windhoek High School won.
More than one discipline, and of course, getting into general knowledge quiz. This looked like it was a lot of fun, and you know, general knowledge, the conversation can go just about anywhere. Now, the juniors tied 23-23, and the seniors also tied 25-25. How general is this knowledge? One has to wonder.
They couldn't convince each other, but there's also public speaking, and public speaking was the winner, George Titus, and he's from Windhoek Gym. So great performance by him, and I think we're back on the results table again there. That's the public speaking, and public speaking was quite important, and that sets you up for future as well. We need to be able to do public speaking when you grow older.
Oh, definitely.
And,
it's a necessary
you can
skill.
see that like I said, it was George Titus won for Windhoek Gym, and second was Naribab, and that's Windhoek, and Peyton Isaacs, 48 points of Windhoek Gym, so that was in second place, combined 48. They both had 48 points.
Yes, and also looking at the junior speakers, first was Skylar Ann Jones, Windhoek Gymnasium, Monica Johannes, Windhoek Gymnasium, and Clarence Shaninjua, Windhoek High School. Archery.
Archery, the Windhoek High School guys, they showed them there. They all aiming there. As you can see, Windhoek High School won, and a Windhoek High School average of 3.188, and gym average is a 2.944. So great archery there. You can see the youngsters really aiming well, and that's confirmed there by the archery people. So it was quite close. On to tennis.
Yes, on to tennis. Windhoek Gymnasium dominating that one, 54 to Windhoek High School's 12. Looking at your screen, they definitely had beautiful visuals, uniforms, but the game, they allowed the game to speak for itself. And looking at the tennis over there, Windhoek Gymnasium 54-12. That is a big score.
That's a big score, and they're well dressed as well. Look there, they coded right. They
yes.
That is Windhoek Gymnasium, and they were the winners there. So you had a great serve there as well.
Indeed.
So then on to the cricket. It was the cricket was challenge for Windhoek High School, and Windhoek High School batted first. And at first it's a 6-a-side under 16 boys. The Windhoek Gymnasium won that, and it was over 20 overs. So a great performance. Windhoek High School batted first. They scored 41, and it was easily battered down by Windhoek Gymnasium.
Yes, and that's a 6-a-side, so it's a very intimate version of cricket. Now looking at basketball, or hoops as they call it, second team boys, Windhoek Gymnasium 11, Windhoek High School taking that 33. Wow. And looking at the first team boys, Windhoek Gymnasium taking it 33 to Windhoek High School's 28. It was a tightly contested basketball game, especially with the senior boys over there. As you can see him on the 3-point line, that was the gymnasium players. Good formation over there, good form throughout, good competition.
Absolutely. That's great to see them competing like that.
Girls as
you
well.
don't often see that, the basketball. It's
yes.
not really new to the sport in Namibia, but we all relate to that. That's quite well known for the USA,
indeed.
Of course.
And the Windhoek Gymnasium girls got 2, while Windhoek High School girls 12. That was the basketball girls.
Yeah, that is a great result. And also the indoor hockey. That's one thing about Namibian sport that we really compete in well, and that's that's hockey, indoor hockey as well. So the indoor hockey, it's the under 16 boys, Windhoek Gymnasium 2, Windhoek High School 2, and the under 16 girls, it was Windhoek Gymnasium 6 and Windhoek High School 3.
Yes, now debate. Now, Ari, you and I wouldn't do much debating on this desk. No, we just tell it as it is. But looking at the debate scores, junior debate team, Windhoek High School won, and Windhoek Gymnasium won the senior debate. So the juniors doing their things. The senior, of course, it's different. It's a debate. Everyone gets to represent their different subjects and to see how they can propel that and convince the judges. Good on the winners.
And again, you can see the energy there, and that is important to set these learners up for future, and to show them how they can do debate. There's a technique to that, and also you must come across and convince the other people. So well done. Again, they're the junior debate team. It was Windhoek High School that won. Junior debate team, Windhoek Gymnasium is second. Hockey time. Funny. Ons kan Afrikaans praat sekerlik nou.
No, we must do it in English.
English,
The
there we
sport
go,
rap
in
is
English.
sport rap.
Okay.
We go mingles if it must be. It's the sport rap. So it's it's a hockey, and what a hockey it was on an Astro track. Such a nice track here at Windhoek Gymnasium. Astro tracks all over the town, and it was the hockey. The third team girls. It's Windhoek Gymnasium. They won 5-0. Can you believe it? That's the boys hockey that we're doing there now. And then the second team girls, Windhoek Gymnasium won 3-0 against Windhoek High School. And then the first team girls, Windhoek Gymnasium 0-0. Windhoek Gymnasium 0, Windhoek High 0.
No.
The boys, we see there in front of them. Maybe Ari, you can go over them.
The 13 boys, that was Windhoek Gymnasium 3 to Windhoek High School's 0. And the second team, the boys of Windhoek Gym, won 4-0. And then the first team, it was an amazing performance by the Windhoek Gymnasium team. They managed to get 8 goals to 0. So it was quite a comprehensive win for Windhoek Gymnasium. And not too many years ago, it was very competitive. Last year, it was also quite close. And before that, Windhoek High School won most of the hockey year by year in the boys and girls. So a great performance by Windhoek Gymnasium, showing that they the new leaders in the pack, so to say, in the hockey of boys, and obviously VAP is doing well as well. But in this one, 8-0, it was Windhoek Gymnasium that won.
Yeah, the hockey, high class hockey, I heard, because I was not here all the time, and I heard it was high class hockey all the time. And then you can see the boys, they're fighting it out there, and it's Windhoek Gymnasium, they scoring a goal there against Windhoek High School.
Yeah, that one just went wide, and it was continuous pressure by Windhoek Gymnasium. It was tough for Windhoek High School to keep it out, and at one stage it looked like the score might even reach a little bit higher than 8, but great technique. And what I can say about the Windhoek Gymnasium team, I saw them in Cape Town when they were there in the Fairmont tournament. They played in the final in the Fairmont tournament in Cape Town. Great achievement, and they played against a very strong team of Paul Gymnasium. In the final, they lost just by 3 goals to 2 in the Fairmont hockey tournament. So that was amazing performance by them. onto the soccer, and that was great to see them play all the soccer also on the AstroTurf here, and that was quite competitive. I remember the first team of Windhoek Gymnasium that won the soccer by 3-1. It was 1-1. It was quite competitive up till late in the game. There was a red card for the captain of Windhoek High School, and then that was followed by another 2 red cards. So they ended up having 3 red cards and playing with 3 less players. In the end, it was Windhoek High School, Windhoek Gymnasium, that won the soccer, the first teams, by 3-1. That's the captain there, John Pedro, going for swinging it in there, and that is just over the bar there. But it was great quality soccer, and again, it's him taking a penalty. You can see he sneaked it into, as we look at that now, into the left corner there. That was great skill of the soccer player, and the soccer score was 2-1, not 3-1. Apologies. And there goes, sneaks it into the left corner. So the soccer score, just a correction there, was Windhoek Gymnasium that won by 2-1. I think I was counting the red cards there.
Yeah, I think he was counting the red cards. Got a bit confused. There were 3 red cards against 1 or something like that. But it was the goals.
They're sealing it. That's the win. That's the winning goal. You can see the celebrating, and that was 2-1. Going on to netball.
Netball. We're on Saturday now. Today now on Saturday, and we're starting netball. It was the under 14C game that took place. It's via Windhoek High School. They won this one 11-0, and then up to the under 15Cs. This was a tight one, 9-7 for Windhoek High School. This one for the Blue School, and then the under 14B. Look at that one. Windhoek Gymnasium, they won it 27-2 against Windhoek High School. Under 15B, Windhoek Gymnasium, 27 again against only the 8 of Windhoek High School. And then it was the under 14C versus the under 14D. Windhoek Gymnasium 5 versus, Windhoek Gymnasium 12, winning over Windhoek High School's 5 goals. Under 17D, it's the big Eagles now versus the under 15C. Windhoek Gymnasium 4, Windhoek High School 21. You must remember these 2 schools is the 2 of the best netball schools in this country. Windhoek Gymnasium, I think they're pipping Windhoek High School at this stage. They're playing very, very good netball, and very good netball coaches they have also here. Then it was the under 17C, Windhoek Gymnasium again on top, 33 free. All the frees you want there. And then it was the under 15B team, Windhoek Gymnasium. They not got this one. It was Windhoek High School that's won 1-9-7. Under 17B is Windhoek Gymnasium, 33 free again there. And then the under 19B, Windhoek Gymnasium, they lost against Windhoek High School 22-7.
And then to the 8 teams, it was the under 14s. They started that off. Windhoek Gymnasium winning there by 29 points to 4, showing that there's good youngsters coming through their system there. The under 15s was very competitive. The last game they played before this one was 18 points to 9 for Windhoek Gymnasium. This one was a lot closer. Windhoek Gymnasium won by just 1 goal, 23-22. Under 17s, again, Windhoek Gymnasium showing their class in the netball, 33-11. It is Windhoek Gymnasium that won. And then the big one, the under 19As for the bragging rights for netball, it is Windhoek Gymnasium that won by 44 points to 32.
And the old girls, I probably don't think they must find out we call them old girls.
Older girls.
Yeah, the older girls. They Windhoek High School's old girls won 21-16. Wow, what's that for bragging rights, I want to think. And then Archery, it was rugby time. This morning we started off with the under 14s. There they come out. The under 14s, it was Windhoek Gymnasium's Jackals. Their under 14A team. They competed in the Desert Festival in the under 15B league, and they was very, very good already there. And they it was a close game at start, and we thought, yeah, it's going to be a close game. But in the end, it was Windhoek Gymnasium. They ran away with it, 43-7 against Windhoek High School. And what a game it was to start the rugby off for the day. Windhoek Gymnasium, they played the more composed rugby, the more rounded rugby, and they have 2 big centers there, and they did the job for them time after time after time. Very, very good rugby that they played. For the under 14s, started the day off with a win for Windhoek Gymnasium.
Yes, and there he goes straight through the middle, and that's great running. It's difficult to stop him. He's also a great athlete, and going for the corner there, and had lots of work to do there. He handled down the number 15, the fullback. Great try in the corner. Tough conversion, that.
Very tough conversion. Jede Jankovic had a bit of trouble with some of his angle conversions. That one was against the post. Not bad at all, if you think that. Yes, at the angle, he had much trouble at the angle, but from closer to the post, he had no problem. There you go again. Is it Andre Coughlin? I think so. It must be Andre Coughlin.
It is him, yeah.
Yeah, he's a very, very good athlete, and he's a strong runner. He's difficult to pull down, and yeah, nothing said. This under 14 team, it's they're going to bring it a lot farther. We talked about them this day, and then somebody told, yes, but just remember, they playing from grade 1. They playing together, and these guys from Windhoek High School, they only come together in grade 8. They're coming from different primary schools all over. There you can see Windhoek High School pushing hard for their try. Nule, he was the guy that came on to it. Nule, and that was the first.
Great finish there.
Great finish. Great finish.
Yeah, the quality of the rugby was quite good for that age group. It's,
that's right, yes.
It's often that step up from primary school rugby to high school rugby can be a bit tough for the so it shows it's good coaching on both sides. They understood their space. They all the facets, the scrums, the lineouts, and the general play was quite good. So it shows there's good rugby for future for both teams.
That was under 15s. This was a close game last year in under 14s. It was Windhoek High School that won something like 63-0. This time it's Windhoek Gymnasium. They only won 13-10. What a game it was! What a game it was! It was a tight game. Windhoek Gymnasium, they took their chances and they kept the scoreboard rolling with with penalty kicks, and they reaped the fruits in the end. And then we came to the bigger guys, the third team of third teams of these two schools, these two rugby schools, and as we bring you the highlights there already.
I think that's on to the first team, and the third team and the second team of Windhoek High School won against Windhoek Gymnasium, so they won the third and second team, and here we go, that's the first team playing.
Well done there. It was Windhoek Gymnasium. It was Windhoek High School that wasn't good on the high ball, as we see there. Janneman Brandt getting the pass there. He had lots to do, but the long legs carried him through, and he scored his try in the corner. Now this was Jaden Kluter. Jaden Kluter, he kept the scoreboard ticking. He kept him in reach with penalties, and he slotted them. And it was very, very, very good for them. At this stage, they were still in the game. Yevi Visagi, he says to Jaden Kluter, what you can do, I can do also. And he also kept their scoreboard ticking with penalties. Very
great
good
technique.
tactic.
Great technique, yes.
Great technique, Yevi. Again is Jaden Kluter. Jaden Kluter again.
That was important stage of the game, because those 3 points kept them in the game. Kept them close.
In the game. Kept them closer, and they kept them close in the game. I think it's Jaden Kluter. He kept the scoreboard ticking. I think there in the beginning, I think he kicked
that was to get to within 1 point. Yes,
that's right. Yes, within 1 point, to get within 1 point. Now watch this. Watch this
it's
kick.
a turnaround time, and it's very, very. These games are often decided on the bounce of the ball, and that's a good. You can see the definition of the bounce of the ball. It came back into play, and great speed shown there by the left wing.
There's the Vitu van Wyk. He fought it, he knocked it on. You must play it until the whistle blows. There's Leandro de Val there, and he scored a try. He says thank you. He never stopped. He's following up, and he kicked the ball forward. Just again that kick. Now watch the Vitu van Wyk running over it, and he got it in his hand, and he knocked it on. And then Kieran Majid is also not there. Leandro de Val says thank you very much. Kick the ball forward and in the goal area. Here we have Visagi. Watch his technique again.
Yeah, it's clean striking, and that's at that age level. You can see Jannie de Beer and the coaching of Jannie de Beer with all the kickers of the guys. This was a
This
massive
was a monster kick.
10 meters inside his own half.
Yeah. 10 meters inside his own half. Look at him. He has still to
Sails
spare.
through, yeah.
He has still to spare.
Yeah.
He's not even just. He still have to spare it. You're going to see him from behind the post now.
Yeah, that's a clean strike.
Well done. Well done. What a kick.
It was all to play for. Then it was one point in it, and the big difference came here with that pass that was thrown inside. The ball was kicked through. Now
that was Jewie Visagi's try that didn't stand because of a knock on. The boys played a bit of netball there, both sides, and Jewie Visagi, great effort there. Great effort anyway.
He was put it on his highlights, yes.
Yeah, he was unmarked. Jewie Visagi.
He took the 3 points, and then it was 1 point in it, and that was Gymnasium leading by 1 point at that stage. And this is the crucial play of the game. He threw the ball inside.
Yeah, Jaden Klute should have kicked it. And Karl Bekers, he wasn't expecting the ball. He thought that Jaden Klute was going to play. And that was Rowan Achenbach. He made his yellow card well with scoring a try. He made it right. Even 2 wrongs doesn't make 1 right, or what did they say, Ari?
Yes, yes.
But anyway, he scored a try.
Going back.
What's it pass back? He must have kicked now there or run it. Maybe took the contact. And Karl Bekers, he wasn't expecting it. And that was the end of Windhoek High School's. That was the end of Windhoek High School. I think Gymnasium, the Lions of Windhoek Gymnasium, they scored a try and they won this game. 25-17 was the score. 25-17 was the score. Jewie van Niekerk, he made no fault also this time. Watch him now. Head down. Clean strike. Wow, what a good technique.
You can see the coaching as well of Jannie de Beer there, just 2 steps back. It's just in front of post. Look there, just 1, 2 steps, 1, 2, and he strikes it. Don't need all the a long distance. That one went up against the post. That was to take it beyond the 8 points lead. And
yes.
That was the fun time. In the end, it was Windhoek Gymnasium. They've got the bragging rights, winners of the Inter 2022.
Yes, I think the rugby game. That was the thing. That's always the one. That's always the one. If you won the first game, then it's there. You won it.
This was quite impressive. I was on that side of the pavilion when they did this, and I think what both schools did in the cheerleading was brilliant. It was high class. It was creative. It was well coached, well executed, well done as well. I could just see the reaction of the children on the pavilion. That really got them going, and it's about the children, Fani, as well.
Yes,
that's what it's about, and they really enjoyed the openings of both cheerleaders. There's Windhoek Gymnasium.
That's the pom-pom girls. Wow, pom-pom girls. Watch them.
All the hours
they were such a nice bunch, these girls. At first they played the wrong song, and this one here in the middle, she turned around, she shouted 5, 5.
There we go, that's the right song now.
Action. That was the right song this time. Watch them go now. When the right song is there, oh wow.
That's hours of practice.
Practice.
They shouldn't ask the two of us to do.
No,
not
really. Please don't ask us. Me and Ashwin, we made a few dance moves by ourselves here behind the microphone. Luckily, there was no camera on us because that would have been a spectacle.
But just look at that backdrop there. That's Windhoek High School and Windhoek Gymnasium filling that pavilion. It was a great opening to the final game of the whole inter-schools. It always comes down to that first team rugby game, but this was really unique, and that was great for both teams. I would give them both very high marks, maybe 9.5 out of 10 for both of them.
Maybe a 10 plus 1.
A 10 is maybe
plus
better,
1. Yeah. Maybe. It was, for me, it was amazing, especially Windhoek High School. You must remember that was the seniors, and they was greeting him. That's what they did. That was their last big sport event, and they was just greeting the school with such a nice dance and such a nice routine. And when all of them got on the field, it was a special moment.
It was
I
special,
think.
And that line, the line in the background, got more rhythm than most of us.
Yeah.
It's probably a Natosha lion with lots of rhythm.
Mufasa. His name is Mufasa. Mufasa is his name.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, that was good. That was excellent. That's after the game.
Yeah.
It's all done, celebrations, hugging, and then again the great great
Sportsmanship. Yeah.
between the teams
Yeah,
and interacting and hugging and congratulating. It was a week of high quality sport, but the winner was just the way it was played in.
That was it. And I think in the end, even if they won the first team game, I think it was Windhoek Gymnasium. They came on top after the whole week, and congratulations to them. Next year, it is Windhoek High School's turn. They the host then again at Vegkop. At Vegkop, that's its name says it all. Vegkop, and what beautiful scenes it was there from the drone, from the top. People just milling and hugging, and great rugby. It was just great rugby.
It was great rugby, and we leave you with the sights with the drone of all the people on the field. It was 2022 Interschools at Windhoek Gymnasium. Well done to all, and well done to both schools. Well done to the hosts. So till next year at Windhoek High School, when we meet again 2023. Goodbye.
Goodbye.